Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm doing another episode of my biography web series, another episode today. So today will be an interesting episode. So today I'm doing a biography web series on legendary basketball player Steve Nash, retired. This guy was a man, two-time MVP, eight-time All-Star. He played 18 seasons in the NBA. He's one of the best Canadian basketball player come from Canada. And I believe he's the only one to win an MVP award in the NBA from Canada. I think he's the only one. So let's get into it. Steve Nash, a Canadian professional basketball player, coach, and former player, most recently served as head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. He played 18 seasons in the NBA where he was an 8-time All-Star, 7 All-NBA selection. Nash was a 2-time MVP most valuable player while playing for the Phoenix Suns. After successful in high school, he had a good career. So
Steve Nash, one of the best ever.
There's never been a player like him. The guy is the most incredible player we've seen ever in the NBA.
Steve Nash was a wizard with the basketball.
He could do a lot of stuff on the court that a normal person couldn't do.
Steve Nash is just phenomenal.
What a magician with the ball.
He might be the most unassuming looking superstar in NBA history.
Canadians should be very proud of Steve Nash. He's one of the great point guards in the history of the game.
There are great guards and there are all-time great guards. Steve Nash would be an all-time great.
Yep, I agree with that. He didn't come in killing the game, but eventually he took over the game.
Nash was born in Johannesburg, South Africa in 1974. But the family decided to move to British Columbia when Nash played soccer and hockey when he was a kid. And he decided to play basketball at age 13. He fell in love with the sport. His heroes growing up was Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. That's where he got his skills from, analyzing those players. So Nash attended Michael Douglas High School, but transferred to a different high school because his grades were dropping. So he was a good athlete in high school.
Nash had a big dream. He wanted to play Division I basketball in the U.S.
The recruiting option of Canadians going to the States was a lot different than it is now. It was just nothing but no, 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 no. He's got a shoebox full, I think, of rejection letters. I just kept saying, all you need is one that says yes.
After being ignored through high school, he finally got on the radar of Santa Clara University, the only D1 program recruiting him. There were no guarantees, but it was a chance all Nash ever wanted. At a turning point, Nash got the guidance he needed from a friend who put Steve's interests ahead of his own.
I got to know him pretty well because obviously from the 10th.
He averaged 21 points per game, 11 assists in high school, but he had no scholarship offers coming his way. So his basketball coach decided to help him. And to send 50 tapes, university to send 50 tapes to different NCAA Division I basketball school, because that was Nash, that was Steve's dream when he was in high school, to play a major Division I basketball in the U.S. But it was really hard to get noticed back then. It was not easy now, but like back then, it was really hard. Coming from Canada, it was really hard to get recruited by a Division I school. But Nash coach helped him, and St. Clara came to Canada to watch his game in high school, and the coach liked him, but the coach said he can't play defense, but the coach signed him a full scholarship. So that was good for Steve. So Nash arrived at St. Clara in 1992.
If he hadn't timed that perfectly, Schmitz, they would have called him for an over his back, but he got there so quick. Nash for three.
Nash has that passing ability a la Larry Bird. He has zip on the ball.
First few games he was struggling with the coach, and like he wasn't getting playing time, but he pursued, and like he didn't give up. And that St. Clair never made to the playoffs conference for 5 years when Nash wasn't there. But when Nash got to that team, things changed around, so they made it to the conference and playoffs. To the tournament, he played really well.
When he first got to Santa Clara, he got to work, sharpening his skills. Nash helped the Broncos to the NCAA tournament as a freshman. By the time Nash was a senior, The unknown from Victoria was one of the best players in the country, and suddenly the NBA seemed like a reality.
Nash really looks forward to being on a stage like this.
And then the NBA scouts were eyeing him, so he did pretty good. So he graduated in St. Clair in 1996 with a science degree. So he decided to enter the NBA draft in 1996. Major NBA stars in that draft: Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, Ray Allen, Peja Stojakovic, and Stephon Marbury. I think I said that, but anyway, it was a high draft class. So and Nash got 15 overall in that draft class.
With the 15th pick in the 1996 NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns select Steve Nash from the University of Santa Clara.
Steve Nash, the first Bronco to go in the first round since when, you ask? 1969, Bud Ogden to Philadelphia. You remember that, Hubie?
I sure do. As a matter of fact, one of my dearest friends, Carl Williams, was...
And Allen Iverson was #1, but Nash, surprisingly, he was happy he got drafted, but the crowds were booing him in Phoenix. They didn't want him to get drafted. That one unknown kid. Who's this guy is? So they booed him, but everyone was booing the assistant coach. The assistant coach put a good word for Nash to get drafted by the Phoenix Suns. So yeah, in his rookie season, he played a supporting role against Jason Kidd and Kevin Johnson. Because Steve wasn't starting when he got drafted. He was just supporting role, small role. So but he put some good numbers. In 1998, he got traded to the Dallas Mavericks and signed a massive max contract. But when he got to Dallas, he was...
Nash finally had his own team and a contract that set him up financially for life. But he was playing in pain and for the first time in his career, struggling with his confidence.
Steve had some back problems, and then Nelly obviously gave him the extension, gave him a nice contract. And that's all his fans really saw, that he's making a good amount of money and he's just not producing as much as we want.
Like so many times in his journey, it was one step forward, 2 steps back. Except this time, it came with a diss track and a chorus of 20,000 singing the same song.
Struggling, couldn't shoot. He had back pain problems. So they decide, he decided not to give up, work on his game. His best friend Dirk Nowitzki, so they went to gyms and he started practicing, and he got better. A few months later, he turned that situation around, making 3-pointers, took them to the playoffs and stuff. The franchise record got better. But in 2004, Nash was a free agent, so he decided to sign with Phoenix Suns, and the Phoenix Suns, that's when things what happened for him. That's when he became legendary status, to be honest. And so he played amazing game. So he did 7-second rule offense.
Envisioned Nash as an MVP type player until he and Mike D'Antoni got together in Phoenix.
We totally revolutionized the game. We created this offense called 7 seconds or less.
Before the Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Warriors, the template for that really was the 7 seconds or less Phoenix Suns.
D'Antoni was all about pace, pushing the ball on the court, getting a shot in 7 seconds or less, constantly applying offensive pressure. His whole objective.
With Mike D'Antoni, the coach, that offense was really good. So 7 seconds, when they get the ball, you just push it up court. So that was a good offense for Nash when he was there. So they had a struggling record before Nash got there, and so they make it to the playoffs, 2004 playoffs. So they swept Memphis Grizzlies, and then they met Dallas Mavericks, and they faced Dallas Mavericks in the 2004 playoffs.
You've got to own the defensive backboards on the weak side. John Marion, Ari Stoudemire. Nash, Armstrong got lost as Stoudemire set the screen, and Steve on the board with his first field goal. You guys talk about his rebounding. What amazes me is his... It's basketball, it's not the Tour de France. It is, though, a tour de force opening first quarter for Dampier. Barbosa left three. This would be big for Phoenix, and Leandro Barbosa knocks down a three. Nowitzki on Marion. No help came. The 2 fouls from Amari Stoudemire brought Stephen Hunter into the game. A little bit Nash one-on-one trying to make
playoffs. They beat Dallas 4-2 record, and they got to San Antonio in the Western Conference in 2004, but the Spurs swept the Phoenix Suns. So yeah, but they did good, to be honest. And so he put some good numbers in there in the Phoenix, and then the year 2000 he was selected to play in the Canada All-Star game in Sydney, Australia. So he played good. He really played very well, crossing over people, passing the ball, and stuff like that. So in 2008 they signed Shaquille O'Neal to the Phoenix Suns, and like Shaq and Nash, they played okay, but they didn't do nothing too special in that year, to be honest. And so 2010 they make it to the NBA playoffs. They were so close to go to the NBA finals. They was facing the Los Angeles Lakers, but those Los Angeles Lakers was too good for them. Like, they were so close to make it to the finals, but Ron Artest saved the Lakers with a buzzer beater putback shot. Kobe Bryant shot it, and Ron Artest put the shot back up and went in.
Goes glass. Aaron Dudley defending on Bryant. Both teams are over the foul limit. Odom will throw in. Bryant turns and comes up short. Ron Artest, who took that bad shot just a moment ago.
So he was so close, and then Nash got traded to the Lakers in 2012, and they did horrible. They were not playing very well. They did horrible, and Steve Nash got lots of money, but that team was horrible. Nash, Dwight Howard was not playing his best. The chemistry is off. They kind of played good together. I don't know what happened, but the 3 players, but I guess they couldn't play together. In 2015, Steve Nash retired. He just retired from professional basketball. He put some good numbers, but like he decided to retire because his back, he had back problems, so he decided to retire. He couldn't handle his back, so he left. Now he got a coaching job with the Brooklyn Nets. That didn't go too well either. He got fired because he lost his temper on the court. And yeah, like he did the best, but like sometimes it's not the coach's fault, it's the player's fault. So he had a good legendary career, and he's a team manager. He was a manager of Team Canada. I don't know if he's still doing it, but before he helped the players develop the talent Team Canada. And if it wasn't for Nash, like there won't be any players coming from Canada. Nash opened a vehicle for Canadian players to come to the US and play. Because Steve, it wasn't for Steve, this wouldn't happen. So I want to say thank you, Steve, for your competition, your competition, and your skill to the high elite for Canada basketball. Like, you're a good talent. So he was one of the best. I'm glad he made it to the Basketball Hall of Fame. He had a legendary career. He's one of the best ever. So Steve is the GOAT. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching today's video. Please subscribe, share what you want to do with this video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Young Canadian player that probably had no shot at making the NBA, that was under-recruited in college, that was looked over to some degree in the draft, that ultimately, hit the pros in a way that you wouldn't have anticipated any of this, but it was what he did from that point forward that put him at that MVP level status, that put him at that Hall of Fame status. It didn't happen by accident.